Hands of Stone, a nickname accompanied only by the name Roberto Duran. Duran was known for his versatility. His strong punching power brought him the nickname we mentioned earlier. As for his life, you better get ready. This is Roberto Duran, the pride of Panama.
First of all, I said, yeah, that's who I wanted to be. Like, I know I wanted to be a fighter, but then I saw Roberto Duran. I said, that's who the fuck I want to be.
Duran was born in the Panamanian slum town of El Correlo, the son of a United States Army soldier who had immigrated from Mexico. A short time after the boy's birth, his father was transferred to Arkansas, where the family continued to live in poverty. As a poor kid growing up in the streets, the future boxing champion used to climb over American fences to steal mangoes that he would try to sell to feed his family when he was not cleaning shoes or selling newspapers to earn a few pennies. At the age of 8, Duran started boxing in the Neco de la Guardia gymnasium. At the age of 16, he made his professional debut, trained by the legendary Ray Arcel, who coached 20 world champions.
He's a man who trained the two greatest lightweights in the history of the ring.
The reason he became a boxer was simple. He recalls, "My family didn't have money to eat. We slept in an entranceway. That's why I became a boxer." A mean and hungry Roberto Duran powered his way up the rankings as a young fighter, winning his first 31 professional fights. In June of 1972, Roberto Duran, albeit a 2-1 underdog, would win his first world title, defeating Scotsman Ken Buchanan by DKO in round 13 to claim the WBA lightweight championship.
Buchanan went down after the bell, claiming a low blow.
Respected boxing commentator Springs Toledo remarked, "Duran fought Ken Buchanan like he had just mugged his mother." Roberto Duran, however, would suffer a first loss after 31 wins in a non-title light welterweight fight versus Esteban de Jesus in November of the same year by unanimous decision, but would avenge that defeat later.
Unanimous decision, Esteban de Jesus.
In 1980, Duran experienced both great highs and desperate lows. In June, he faced Sugar Ray Leonard, who was at the time undefeated in his entire professional career. They met in the Olympic Stadium in Montreal. In a gripping 12-round contest, Duran fought Leonard almost to the ground and won the WBC welterweight belt. On reaching the big time, the street kid turned good did not handle the fame well from a boxing perspective, playing hard and partying harder. In his own words, Duran spent 3 weeks just drinking and eating after his victory over Ray Leonard. Boxing greats such as Oscar De La Hoya and Ricky Hatton later attested to his prodigious ability in this regard. The November rematch at the New Orleans Superdome was the hottest ticket in town, but ended in controversy and shame. As the 8th round began, Duran, usually renowned for his refusal to give in, declined to enter the ring. It was reported that Duran stated, "No más," meaning no more, although he had always denied that this happened. Whatever the truth, Leonard regained the title. Roberto Duran combined impressive speed and fearsomely powerful punches that earned him the nickname Hands of Stone. Duran was not just a hard puncher, however. He was technically very good, even incorporating the Fitzsimmons shift into his hard-hitting style as well as a good defense. Though this often got missed, such was the surprise if Roberto Duran did not knock someone out. The clamor around the KOs overshadowed a great technical ability. Duran decided to move classes again, this time to light middleweight, where he again quickly found success. In 1983, he won a match over Davey Moore to claim the WBA championship at that weight. His first title challenger was Marvelous Marvin Hagler in November of the same year, and Hagler's brutal strength took the world championship away from Duran.
And still, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
It was clear that he was not in his natural shape and that he was losing focus on his objective. Upon facing the hitman Thomas Hearns, Duran was not training properly and had been consumed by the playboy lifestyle. The result was one of the nastiest knockouts in boxing.
He's just hanging a big right hand. That's it, Tim.
Again, Duran moved up a division, and by 1989, he had beaten Iran Barkley to win the WBC middleweight crown. Yet another weight gain saw him lose a rematch with Leonard at the super middleweight level, but he continued to be a useful boxer for some years. Thereafter, Roberto Duran continued to fight gamely on as a slightly tarnished record shows. At the age of 49, even winning a 12-round decision over Pat Lawler to claim the super middleweight title from the fringe NBA organization, a title he would subsequently lose in what turned out to be his final fight against Camacho in July of 2001. This was Duran's last bout, as a few months later he was involved in a car crash that resulted in a punctured lung and several broken ribs. In January of 2002, he officially announced his retirement, with a record of 103 wins, including 70 by way of knockout and 16 losses. Once he retired for good, boxing pundits could properly assess Duran's career, and he was generally placed near the top of the all-time pound-for-pound rankings. He had fought in 5 separate decades, something previously achieved only by the legendary heavyweight Jack Johnson, and had been a champion in 4 weight divisions. Duran remained involved with boxing after his retirement, working as a promoter. In 2006, he was inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame, with membership of its international rival following 1 year later. A true icon who came from nothing, built his way to the top through hard work and determination. A guy that inspired a young Mike Tyson to start boxing. A guy that will always be a boxing legend.